My name is Karen Vanhercke and I'm an educator at Museum. I would like to talk about VTS. Now VTS is a practice, so before I start to talk about the theory, I would like to show you how it's done. VTS is an image discussion, so let's find an image. If I had 4 seconds to explain what VTS is, I would tell you it's an image discussion. And the driving lesson approach to VTS is that a car has 4 wheels and VTS has 3 questions. A car drives on fuel and VTS drives on art. And a car has an engine and VTS is driven by paraphrasing. Let's try the 3 questions. What is going on in this picture? If I were to ask a group of school children, they would come up with all kinds of answers. Things they see in the picture, colors, shapes, lines, figures, how they relate to each other, what it means to them. So you can basically go through all of these visual layers, and at some point they'll voice an opinion, and that's when you ask your second question. That's when you ask, what do you see that makes you say that? For example, if someone were to comment on, I think that the dog is her friend, that's an opinion, right? Well, what do you see that makes you say that he's her friend? So that would be your second question. And the purpose of that question is to make people aware of their opinions. And the third question is, what more can we find? And it's basically to reignite the discussion and to open it up again to all kinds of perspectives. So, what's going on in this picture? Orange, yellow, pink, horizontal lines, grassy dress, a dog, a woman without a face, a setting sun. I think she might be her friend. What do you see that makes you say that? What else can we find? It seems that she has no face. It seems that her face copies the sun. So there's all kinds of layers, and you can work through those layers with a group of people, students, and very effectively using these 3 questions. So the basic tools you'll need to drive an image discussion are 3 questions, and you'll use them strategically. You'll open up the discussion wide by asking, what is going on in this picture? And then you'll hear someone voicing an opinion, and then you'll go, what do you see that makes you say that? You'll open it up wide again by asking, what more can we find? Paraphrasing means formulating someone else's ideas in your own words without changing what is being said. The most important skill when paraphrasing is active listening. Listening is hard work. On a day-to-day basis, we often fail to listen because we're too distracted. So image discussions are really a great way to practice active listening. And this infographic I'll show you, I stole it from Mind Tools, illustrates some of the elements that come into play. You turn towards the person that is speaking. You nod and smile. You go, occasionally, to encourage them and to make sure they know that you are listening. You wait for the person to finish speaking. You won't save time by interrupting someone. You put aside all your own distracting thoughts. You listen to the words and to the body language. You verify the speaker's intention. You give the speaker opportunity to clarify. Is that what you mean? You mean this sun over here? And we don't prepare any counter arguments while we are listening. All we do is repeat, paraphrase, and validate. We don't judge, we don't exaggerate our value, our excitement about what is being said. Paraphrasing and listening are important in VTS to keep the learning student-centered and skill-oriented. Student-centered means that the participants decide what is relevant information for them. And to tell you the truth, they often don't know where they're going. So the trick is to listen and look with them. By listening, you will help them clarify their needs and thoughts. Listening and paraphrasing is also important to make VTS skill-oriented. That means our job is to seek out learning opportunities that increase self-awareness. For example, if people don't realize that they are expressing a judgment, and paraphrasing can help them then to become aware of this. If we keep these two things in the back of our minds, it becomes a lot easier to have open-ended discussions. So the driving lesson approach to VTS, I already told you, a car has 4 wheels, VTS has 3 questions. A car has an engine, VTS has paraphrasing. A car drives on fuel, and VTS drives on art. Does VTS have a break? No. You can't stop people from thinking, and that's good. Visual thinking strategy is about making people think. But you can slow them down. And the closest thing you have that resembles a break in VTS is pointing at the canvas. You saw me do that earlier, and it's really the break of VTS, but it's also about validating all the comments that people share. So if they're talking about the dog, you'll be pointing at the dog. If they're talking about the sun, you'll be pointing at the sun. And it's really a way to make sure that we understand each other. Are we talking about this sun? Are we talking about this dog? Are we talking about this line? So it's about validating, verifying that we're on the same page, and also about slowing down the process. By making people aware of the sensory experience of looking, like anything that is sensory, like looking or listening or feeling, tasting, smelling, will slow down your thinking and become aware of your opinions and judgments. So this is one of the goals of VTS, is to make people aware of their judgments and to start criticizing their own thought process. So it increases critical thinking skills. It's not so much about history, it's about critical thinking.